My sister-in-law remarked, "You'll never succeed without the backing of relatives." So I forwarded her the Forbes piece right from my sofa. That exchange took place 4 years earlier at my folks' place during the weekly family meal. I just revealed I was quitting law school to launch my own software startup. The dining room fell quiet, aside from the noise of my sister-in-law, Sarah, slicing her roast with exaggerated care. "You're wasting a complete scholarship," my father stated. "For what? Some mobile application concept? It's beyond just a concept," I attempted to clarify. "I've already obtained initial investment," Sarah chuckled. "From whom? Your college buddy's family?" "In fact, from a venture capital group in the Bay Area." But they interrupted me before I could complete my thought. My mother wiped her tears with a tissue. My brother remained silent, allowing his wife to represent the whole household. "Listen," Sarah said, reclining in her chair. "I'm telling you this out of concern. You'll never succeed without the backing of relatives. The corporate arena doesn't operate that way." Sarah marketed policies and had taken over her client list from her dad. She'd never built anything from the ground up herself. "We could assist," my father suggested, "if you join the business, as we discussed." By that, he meant handling documents at his bookkeeping office for $32,000 annually. I glanced around the table at their worried expressions, their conviction that I was committing the worst error of my existence. "Appreciate the advice," I replied softly. Then I departed before the sweet course. The following 3 years were grueling. I put in 18-hour shifts programming in a tiny one-room flat. My partner and I survived on instant noodles and leftover slices. We adjusted our offering 7 times before achieving market alignment. My relatives would phone now and then, inquiring when I'd regained my senses. Sarah would email me openings for beginner roles. I ceased attending family gatherings, not from resentment, but due to lack of hours. Every weekend, they met without my presence. And based on my brother, they'd sigh and ponder when I'd concede failure. The turning point arrived last year. A large communications corporation purchased our system for $340 million. My portion came to $89 million prior to deductions. The development hit TechCrunch, followed by Bloomberg, then CNN. I was 27 years young. My device lit up with notifications. Far off kin I barely knew abruptly recalled our connection. My father rang claiming he'd never doubted my potential. Sarah messaged, "Well done, buddy. Knew you could pull it off all along." I disregarded the majority. But yesterday, Forbes released their 30 under 30 edition. There I appeared on page 47, seated in my personal workspace facing the water. The feature cited me stating, "The individuals who question you frequently expose more about their personal boundaries than your own." That's when I grabbed my device, located Sarah's contact, and shared the link. No text, simply the feature. She viewed it right away. The composing indicators showed and vanished 4 times. At last, that citation wasn't directed at me, correct? I stayed silent. This morning, my brother phoned. "Sarah is quite distressed. She feels you're harboring resentment." "I'm not harboring anything," I replied. "I'm just relaxing on my sofa browsing about myself in Forbes." "She was attempting to shield you back then." "No," I stated. "She was attempting to hold me back so she'd seem taller." He fell silent. "Then Dad hopes to fund your upcoming project." I nearly chuckled. "Inform him I'm set. Mom longs for you at weekend meals. I've got commitments every weekend now," I mentioned. Those commitments typically meant developing my following enterprise or resting until midday. Later, I saw Sarah had revised her LinkedIn profile. She now describes herself as an initial backer of my debut venture. I captured it and forwarded it to my partner with a note. "Seems she was involved from the start." She responded, amusing how relative backing emerges after Forbes. "I'm not furious anymore. That requires too much effort. But I'm also not faking it. Certain individuals merit their spot at your gathering. Others presume they belong there simply because they carry your surname. My achievement didn't stem from relative backing. It stemmed from determination and declining to accept their views. But I'll allow Sarah to share whatever narrative aid to rest from my extremely plush sofa."